Burnout. We've all been through it. Hello, my name is Blurose, and today we are going to be talking about a topic that I have definitely dealt with one or two times, and that is burnout. So, what is a definition of burnout? I have the Wikipedia definition here. Burnout is a state of emotional, physical, and mental exhaustion caused by excessive and prolonged stress. It occurs when you feel overwhelmed, emotionally drained, and unable to meet constant demands. In my version of a 19-year-old, basically it's when you have so much on your plate, you have said yes to a bunch of things, and it's just been a long period of time and you feel like your head is going to explode because you have no life. That's my definition. In all seriousness, burnout is a real thing, and I'm here to tell my story when I've really dealt with burnout and how to deal with it. And to be completely honest, right now I'm going through a slight burnout with a lot that's going on in life. And so as I'm going to be talking about this in the video, I'm really going to be trying to say it to myself so I can get out of where I'm at. So this is my story about burnout. By the way, this is burnout that's being involved in ministry with balancing life, work, school, and all of that, and family and stuff. So that's where burnout, that's what I'm talking about. So last year, 2020, it was the first time that I really experienced burnout. And you're probably like, we did nothing last year. What are you talking about? So before Corona and before quarantine even happened, I was doing everything when it came to ministry. I was already directing the choir. I was in girls' choir. I was in 2 worship teams. I was in Bible study groups. I literally was there 5 to 6 days out of 7 days a week. I was at church every single day pretty much, and it became a lot, but I was go, and it almost was like I would say yes to everything, and it was like I was on a hill and just rolling, and it got bigger and bigger and bigger, my responsibilities, and there was so much that I had to do. So when quarantine hit, I literally felt like there was a wall and it slammed me into it, and it was just go, and then nothing. So we all know how quarantine went. The first week too, we're like, break, like let's go freedom, you know, and we didn't realize what was gonna come of it. And so when we started to realize that that wasn't the case and that it was longer than we anticipated, it came to a point where in my mind, I created a state of being afraid, and I genuinely did not want to go back to life. Like I did not want to go back to how tired I was, the sleepless nights, the amount of times that I would choose over having a life to go be at church. That sounds bad, but I literally created in my mind that church was like a place I had to go. Like I didn't want to go to church anymore, which is really sad. And it's not because I didn't believe in Jesus. It's not because of anything. It's because church meant that I had to do something, and it tired me out. Like I couldn't anymore. And I have, if you know me, serving is my whole entire life. It's like what I do. It's what I love to do, and it's who I am at my core. So if I didn't want to serve, I didn't know who I was, and so I became like extremely sheltered and closed off, and any mention of us going back to church for me to serve, I didn't want to hear it. I did not want to hear it, and I contemplated quitting everything, including Blurose. Like I didn't want to do anything. So it was bad. I experienced burnout bad. Slowly though, over the months, I had to rewire my brain and learn that there are a few things to help me out in this, and that, you know, it's going to be okay, and I'm gonna have to jump back in moderation. There was a moment, one day I was like breaking down, and this is like deep in quarantine. So like I was going through like a longboard phase with my friends, and I was chilling. I was only wearing crop tops and shorts. Like I was chilling. I was really chilling. And I was actually on the way to see my friends, and I went on a drive, and I started like sobbing in the car. And I'm like, God, I don't understand what you have for me, what you want from me. Like I don't know, like, should I serve? Should I not? Like, what do you want me to do? And I believe this is probably the only time in my life that I like heard God speak to me, because that's not how I'm normally spoken to when it comes to God. But I heard in my ears, I heard so audibly if you can't serve me now when there's no persecution, how will you serve me when there is persecution? And I was like wrecked. I was like, oh my gosh. I was so wrecked. I could not. I was like, oh my gosh. And it really like shook me awake. And from there, I was able to slowly build my brain back to where I was at in a healthy way. So that's my story when it comes to the real burnout that I experienced. I want to share with you now a couple helpful tips that I had to learn to get myself back to where I am. So here they are. The first tip is to learn to say no. I cannot stress this enough. You have to learn to say no. I was involved in everything and anything. Like, I said yes to everything because I felt like I had to be in everything because they need people, like I have to be there, like I have to be there. It was just in my mind. And something that my parents have taught me that I've learned is that in ministry especially, if you say no or if you're not there, they're going to replace you. No matter what, there's always going to be someone to fill your position. That doesn't mean it's going to be good or necessarily bad, but there's always going to be someone to replace you. And that's kind of harsh to hear because you're like, well, I'm valued. And yes, you are valued where you are, and God has placed you there for a reason. However, there's always going to be someone that can take over. In most cases, there's always going to be someone that can take over for you and can replace you. So it's okay if you can't make it to every single practice, to every single group. It's going to be all right. They will move on. Life moves on even without you in other people's lives, which is sad to hear and hard to hear, but it's true. So learn to say no. Like when I came back to reality and church kind of started getting up and going again, I literally quit probably half of the things I was involved because I couldn't. I'm like, I'm not gonna get back to where I was at. I'm not gonna do it at all. Like, I was so cautious and I quit a lot of things and my schedule freed up. I was still very, very busy, but I can't even imagine how busy I was before that, and I quit things. So learn to say no. Number 2, take a break, take a vacation. Like, listen, you would not believe the amount of times people come up to me and they're like, I can't do this right now. Like, I can't be involved in this ministry because I'm too drained. I need a break. I need a vacation. And you know what? People applaud them. So you can do the same too, because so many people, especially if you're a leader, you have dealt with this. You have so dealt with this where people come up to you and they're like, I can't handle it. And you're like, well, jump into my shoes. So listen, if those people can take a break, you should take a break too. You are a human. You deserve a break. If that means that, for me, I switch rotations every week with the other youth worship leader here, which is already helpful, but most times in those weeks, I'm still doing something. So there have been some weeks where I'm like, Ben, I can't. Like, I need a break. I'm dying. I need you to help me because I really can't. And he does the same for me. Sometimes there's things that he literally cannot, and we cover for each other. So take a break, breathe. It's going to be okay. You'll start it back up again the next week. And number 3, make sure that you have someone close to you that understands what you're going through and that you can vent. I find as a leader, you go through a lot. Like, there's a lot in one service, in 1 week, in 1 month that you go through, and people don't realize that, and you need somewhere to release. Like, you need a releaser. And so that for me is my fiance and my parents. So they are my biggest support system. I will come home after a long day and I will literally vent out everything and then let it go. And it's gone. And then I just start back up again the next week. If you bottle up everything that's going on, you are going to explode. So you need to find that person or those people that you trust, because that's very important that you trust to let go of all the things that are stirring up in your mind and in your heart. Because overall, you want to have a clean heart when you serve and a clear mind when you serve, ultimately to give the best sacrifice to God. Number 4, this is probably gonna be the last one. It's find ways to make things different, to spice things up a little bit. So some people like routine. Like my mom, I was just talking to her about this today. She loves routine. She can sit there and do the same thing over and over again, but she does it very well. Where for me, I constantly need things to change. Like if it's the same thing over and over and over again, I go crazy. Like I literally cannot deal with the same task over and over again, the same thing happening every week, every Friday, every youth night, every Sunday. It drives me crazy. Like there needs to be something different. So it can be the smallest thing, and it's even a thing that people don't see. It's only just for you. Like change things up a bit. Number 5, and this is officially the last one, it's the balance of life. So I can't sit here and understand what you're going through. I cannot sit here and be like, this is how you balance all of this stuff that you're juggling with. Do it. Because it's a lot harder than it sounds. How do you balance life? How do I even balance life? I don't know. But I think it's having the proper balance of life and the things that I mentioned, and using those things to help you and to regroup you and to like make your priorities straight. So make sure that you know what's most important to you and what you need to value. Wow, I need to hear that. Dang, that's make sure you're valuing what you love most, and make sure that just because there's a responsibility you have to have, that it's not covering ultimately what you want out of life. Yeah, I needed to hear that for myself. So I hope y'all enjoyed that video. I know I might seem a little low energy today. I'm not feeling the best, so I still wanted to get a video out for you guys. But yeah, hope you enjoyed today's video. If you've dealt with burnout, please comment down below. Like, be real, be honest, because most people have, and it's honestly a very taxing thing. And I can talk a lot longer about this subject, but I just kind of wanted to keep it short and simple, and even then it's still probably going to be like 10 minutes long. So just know that you're not alone, and that it's okay to say no, it's okay to take a break, it's okay to vent to someone. It's going to be okay. Just relax, breathe, and know that ultimately whatever you're doing, God is calling you to do that. But to not kill yourself. He also wants you to enjoy life and to enjoy the life that he's given you. So just relax. Thank you guys again so much for watching. Please like this video if you like it. Comment down below and click subscribe if you want to see more videos like this. We are doing Veta, so I hope you guys are enjoying it. We're in the thick of it. It's going, it's happening. I love you guys so much. I hope you guys have a blessed day, and I will see you later.